So hi sir, very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Saqib.
So how are you sir?
I'm good.
So myself Sadiq from Industry Relations Department.
Okay.
So sir, today really we had a great wonderful session regarding this guest lecture. So thank you so much sir. And here are our agriculture students who
Okay.
wants to interact with you.
Okay.
And before stating it sir, I want to mention one thing. As we are from Vignan University, here almost 70% of the land is completely with agriculture sir. So that is the reason we majorly focus on agriculture. And 25% of the students, those who are getting graduated, are from the farmers background.
Okay.
So here there are some students who want to interact with you, and they are also from farmer background.
Okay.
And first of all I want to introduce him. So he is also from farming
Yes.
background.
Okay.
So they are having some questions sir.
Sure.
So hi students. He is Mr. Pankaj Roy, so founder and CEO of Millife, as well as co-founder for Kisan Pro, as well as Kisan Sabha. So today you are having an interaction session with the guest present over here. So whatever the doubts you are having, or else whatever the queries you want to ask him, you can ask him, right?
Hi sir, I am Sundar Rao from third year.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about your success stories and achievements in your career. It's very glad to meet you, sir. Sir, I would like to ask, in our country there are so many sectors are there, but why you choose this sector only, sir?
Great
And
question.
what motivated you to start this Millet and Kisan Mahasabha? And what challenges do you face at initial stages, and how you overcome those challenges, sir?
Great. Very good question, Sundar. First of all, again, I would like to thank you, the Vignan University, for inviting me, giving me this opportunity to interact with you all guys. And I think we had a good session over there in the seminar. Yes, your question is very close to my heart. See, it may take hours to describe all this, but I will try my level best to concise the answer. It is being almost more than 10 years since I have ventured into agriculture, and this is something. This is something what I can call it, that it was an emotional decision I had made. Okay, but very soon I realized that there is huge potential in this particular sector. When I started this agriculture thing, I actually had this perception in my mind that agriculture can be understood by standing far away from the field, okay, like exploring the datas and going through the journals. Very soon I realized that if you keep on standing beside the river and if you try to define how to swim, it's like will be cheating kind of thing, right? So that's what I thought, that I need to put my boots on ground. And in 2014 I started with 3 acres of land. Okay, in 2014 I started with 3 acres of land. Beside that, I was having connections with the corporates. I was working for different corporates. I had not given up completely. And it was like an example for me that if I do good, if I observe properly, if I have positive data, positive feedback, I will explore further. When I started this practical farming, that time I had very different challenges, because I was going with the technologies, with the modern way of farming, and the farmers around my village were totally unknown with the facts of technical farming. Plus the social perception is very bad regarding farmer. Like if you are a farmer, it means you have tried everything, you could not do you couldn't scale anywhere, and that's why you are a farmer now. Okay, you are farmer by compulsion, you are not a farmer by choice. So this is a perception, but I did not care that. I will tell you about it, how I encounter this, and this is actually not the fact also. When I started, I didn't get any kind of technical inputs from my surrounding farmers. In fact, they were all demotivating me that you are giving up your corporate career, your first class lifestyle, your white collar lifestyle, and you are coming to this. No one has done this, everyone is suffering in this particular sector. So you are mad, you are not, don't follow your dream or anything, whatever you are saying it. I was very much determined, and I actually had this vision in my mind that I have to define it. I have to come with a conclusion whether it is a myth or fact that technology can help a farmer. So I traveled in my state and different states also in terms of arranging information. I established connections with the farmers, okay, those who are traditional farmers, those who are technical farmers, and I took help from YouTube also and started farming in 3 acres of land. I started with watermelon, okay, that was my first crop. And when I did this watermelon farming, the average, see, for watermelon was the first crop in my particular area. No one had ever tried their hand in watermelon farming. Initially in 2014-13, it was, you know, like our state used to take it or buy it from different states like Odisha or from southern part of India. It used to be supplied from different state to our state. When I did this watermelon farming, I produced almost 25 ton, okay, per acre. In 3 acres of land, I produced somewhere around 72 ton of watermelon, and that was kind of eye-opening for me also, kind of miracle for the surrounding farmers who actually did not believe that drip farming where the water comes in drip, okay, they all use the flooding technology and everything. They all use, they apply fertilizer manually, where I use fertilizers and all, technology driven things. So it was something very much like eye opening for the farmers, for me also. And within a very little span of time, farmers started falling for me. Okay, they all came to me, they started asking me question, and that is where I actually became serious. I was not very much serious day one. I thought that this is something what I should utilize, and the basis, the foundation of that was that I inherit lot of land. Okay, I have land in my village, and that is ancestral land, and there is a term in economy that if you don't utilize the resources, that is actually a kind of injustice with the society. So I had this idea in my mind that if I hold this much of land and I don't utilize it, it's kind of somewhere injustice with the society. Right? If I am holding this land, I must utilize it, and if I am not utilizing it, I don't deserve to keep on holding. So when I found that this much of production is possible by using technology, a lot of farmers joined my hand. And you won't believe that within 1 year, when I started alone, I had almost more than 8,000 to 10,000 farmers with me, who all went for drip farming, who all went for mulching and different crops. So that was kind of milestone for me. And when I found that this much of mass is coming, and this much of information is required, this much of advisory is required, this much of help is required, this particular community, that actually also intrigued me to keep on doing much more exploration, and I kept my journey on. And very soon I realized that this is something which is the largest part of the community, of the whole society, and there much more exploration is required, and it made me stay there. I am still there, I am still exploring, and I find that I will be able, I am obviously pursuing my dream, I am following my dream. I am very happy with my work, and a lot of challenges I have identified, and I think I will be doing really good in the days to come.
Thank you, sir.
Hi sir, I am Charan. I am from agriculture. Thank you for giving this opportunity, sir. And nowadays agriculture was a very rapidly growing sector, sir. And what emerging trend do you see in this agriculture sector, sir? And how our young graduates like us can prepare to ahead in this evolving industry, sir?
Great. This is another very good question. Normally, what I visualize that in agriculture, people talk about the production part. When we talk about the challenge in agriculture, most of the focus, the majority of people think about the challenges in production.
Yes,
okay, so you find that most of the discussion, most of the panel discussion and the researches and the help and training, everything is emphasizing on production part.
Yes.
Grow this, grow by using this fertilizer, grow use that, and grow this, use this technology. It all directed to production part.
Yes.
When you look at the farming, what you will find that farming is not all about production.
Yes, sir.
Production is part of farming, but as a whole, the farming is a business.
Yes, sir.
The farming is a business where the raw material is bought, it is processed in the soil, and the produce is ready, and then it is sent to the market. Correct.
Yes.
So when you look at as a business activity, obviously there are some other areas where the challenges are there. Nowadays what I realize that the farmers are facing a lot of problem on commercial part. Okay. So a suggestion would be there to the students who are in agriculture, who are planning to pursue career in agriculture in the days to come. I would like to suggest that if you can further explore the better storage facilities, okay, the better transportation facilities,
Yes, sir.
okay, better packaging facilities. Because see, one more thing I would like to add, as you said that agriculture is emerging. Obviously, from the day one, from the very first day of civilization, agriculture is a part of the society.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is emerging, but you will find that the farmer, in the center point, the farmer is still struggling. Okay, round around, so many institutions are there. Okay, the companies who are making fertilizers, company who are making farm equipments, company who are making farm policies, companies who are giving training, and so many institutions are there. Okay, you will find that all these are making billions.
Yes, sir.
They all are making billions with the name of the farmer.
Yes, sir.
But when you look at the farmer's pocket, you will find that farmer is still struggling. Majority of the farmers are still struggling. Why? Because the farmer has got the skills of production, okay, poor or rich, whatever, but they have got the information about the production part. But when his produce is ready, he actually suffers from the lack of storage, the transportation, and the market linkage part. So I would suggest the generation, the younger generation, to the generation like you, that if you can, please do more study on storage part, do more study on transportation part, the packaging part, and market linkage part. So this is my suggestion would be to the younger generation.
Thanks, sir.
Hi, sir. I am Sonali. Glad to meet you, sir. What are the skills and competencies did you require from students? Did you expect from students?
Same thing as I replied to Charan, that yes, the basic skills, obviously you have to have the information about the agrochemistry and the technical part of growing crops. Okay, this challenge will always be there. Obviously, in the days to come, more researches will be required. But what I personally believe, that we have done good amount of research, we have good amount of ideas, right, that how to produce. The skills where more emphasis is required is the post harvest stages of the crop. Okay, because ultimately what happens, that growing itself is not the end. Growing is not the end of the story. Growing is the beginning of the story. So once the farmer has grown good amount of crops, that is actually the beginning. The challenges starts when it is harvested. So skills where more emphasis is required is the same, that post harvest technology has to be developed, more storage facilities has to be developed. Okay, asking for storage facilities is very simple, but it is the the scientists or the scholars or the researchers who has to come with the ideas, that what kind of storage will be there, which will be feasible or possible for the government also to arrange funds. Okay, and geographically it will be helpful for the farmers. Apart from that, in particularly processing part, post harvest ke baad, the processing part has to be taken care of. There also much more requirement is there. Okay, here we have the data which says that around 35% or 40% of the vegetables are wasted. Okay, if we grow 100 kg of cauliflower, 35 kg of the cauliflower gets destroyed before it reaches to the plate. So you imagine the amount of effort the farmer had put. He doesn't distinguish, na? He doesn't distinguish that this is a good this cauliflower is going to the farmer consumer's plate. He puts equal effort for the crop. But data says 35% of the total vegetables are destroyed. So it's a bizarre, right?
Yes.
So be very focused on this part also, that post harvesting, food processing, okay, packaging, and what kind of transportation facilities. So these are the areas where more skills are required. and that will be actually the real help to the farmers. Yes.
Thank you.
You're happy with the answer?
Yes, sir.
Hi sir,
Yes.
I am Pravalika. From your organization, what are the career opportunities will you give for the fresh graduates like us?
Thank you. See, in Millife, what I am trying to do, is first of all to bring back the millets in the farm. Okay, so for this we are aggregating more and more farmers across the country. Okay, we are now connected with the farmers across the country, where we have covered Jharkhand, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, okay, some part of Karnataka also. We are connected with the farmers. We are motivating farmers to grow millets, to bring back millets in the farm. So once they start growing, obviously the millet has to be, ultimately there on the plate of the consumers. Okay, so obviously what I am planning to do is to set up a huge millet processing unit, okay, in different locations of India, so as the consumers can enjoy the benefit of millets by eating the different type of millet recipes and millet foods. So in my company, you can say that in the days to come, yes, obviously we will look for the skills who are good in food technology, okay, and in packaging also we are planning to hire some talents who will be expert in packaging, okay, because see, the production takes place in different place and consumer lives in different place. So this is a prime agenda for me to pack it such a way that it remains safe, it remains intact and goes to the consumer. So yes, in millet I don't emphasize much more on more and more production or genetic modification and all. Post harvest activities will require more talents. So this will be something which I will be coming up in the days to come, and obviously you will also be getting the information about it.
Okay sir, thank you sir.
Thanks to you too.
Hi sir, I'm Niharika. As you have mentioned that sustainable agriculture has a great scope nowadays in India as of today's session. So what message would you like to give to us agricultural students who want to make a meaningful difference in their life and as well as in farmers' life?
By what? By helping farmers with the technology?
Yeah, improving this sustainable agriculture and also improving.
I got your question. See, let me answer this. During the session also I had discussed about it, that when we talk about the sustainability, then we need to justify this word first. That why to sustain? Just because we are not the last generation? Are we?
No sir.
Are we the last generation?
No sir.
Huh?
No sir.
So many generations are yet to come.
Yes.
Don't you think that our forefathers kept the land intact, and that's why we are in position to use it or utilize it? So don't you think that it becomes our responsibility also to keep it intact, so the coming generation will be in position to use it, right?
Yes sir.
Because no technology ever says, no research ever says that we have found this tablet or this capsule which will replace the farm produce. There has been no change in your digestive system. Technology has evolved. This year one technology comes, and the next year another technology comes, and the previous technology extincts, right? Yes. But when you look at your digestive system, it is the same when you used to live in the Stone Ages, right? You had the same stomach, the same esophagus, the same liver, the same blood. In fact, the properties of blood were the same, right? Yes, and so it is now. So if it has not changed, so it says that in the days to come it is going to remain same, and obviously they would require food. So if they would require food, we have to adopt a practice which will make our agriculture sustainable. To adopt sustainable agriculture, basic thing is there. There is no rocket science. Talking much more things about here and there, I don't believe in this idea. Straightway, that fertilizers and chemicals are destroying the land, and I am not saying that apply the handbrake. Okay, if you are moving very fast, and if I ask you suddenly apply the handbrake, you will die that way also. Okay, It means you have to control. You have to control, right? You have to control the speed. So the amount of fertilizers we are using, the amount of chemicals we are dumping on our ground, that is actually something which is very lethal. So I would suggest you that if you ever interact with any farmers, and any farmer who is farming in 10 acres of land or say 1 acre of land, ask him to keep the practice on at least 75%, and rest of the 25% he will devote for the millet farming. Right? And that way also he will be in position to justify what he has produced. At least two things will happen, that the restoration of the soil will start and the millet will be produced. Once the millet will be produced, that at least the farmer will start consuming something good in his life. So this is something what I would like to suggest you, that for sustainable farming there is no rocket science to understand. The basic thing is that there has to be a midway. Not this way, not that way. I am not saying that all of a sudden we should stop farming wheat and rice. Okay? Any farmer producing wheat, rice, sugarcane or corn or soya bean, let them do it. Okay? But at the same point of time, keeping the sustainability in view, they must adopt millet farming also, because millet is the suitable answer for sustainability of the farming, and sustainable farming will bring health to the mankind also and a better environment also. So this is something what I would like to suggest you.
Thank you, sir.
You are most welcome. Another thing, one more thing I would like to add here. This is going to take 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes. Most of the time when we discuss agriculture, we discuss about the technology part, pre-harvesting, post-harvesting, production, packaging and everything we discuss. Some policies also discuss. Okay. See, during I think 10-15 minutes we were discussing about one thing, the commercial structure of farming, right? The commercial structure of farming. This is something very, very important to understand. This is something very, very important to understand. And when I say that the commercial structure, I mean that a farmer's community is doing farming activity, producing crops, okay, packaging, sending to the markets. All these activities comes under different laws, okay, and different compliances are there, okay. A farmer is buying farm equipments, paying GST, okay. A farmer is buying other things where he is paying, right. A farmer is dying of natural calamities, okay. A farmer needs insurance, crop insurance. A farmer needs storage. A farmer needs, export facilities. These things are something where the policy level changes are required, right. What is happening, what bizarre is there, let me tell you, that those who are policy maker have never seen farm. They have never done farming, okay, and they have become the policy makers. And those who are actually suffering from the problems, they don't have any reach to the policy makers. Do you agree?
Yes,
Huh? Those who are actually suffering on ground, they don't have any reach to the policy makers. So this is actually a scenario where you can assume that there is a hospital where doctors are there, and there is a place where the patients are there, and the doctors doesn't know what problem is there. The doctor doesn't know what disease is there, okay, and the doctors are prescribing that this medicine should be given to the farmer, and this living practice should be adopted by the patients. Sorry, okay. So what is happening? The problem is different, the solution is different. So this fellow also cannot be blamed, because he will show you the efforts. This fellow, the policy maker, will show you the efforts that we have invested this much of amount, we have allocated this much of budget, we have done this, we have done that, we have this policy, we have that policy. But what actually the problem is that if someone is suffering from malaria, and if you will give him the rabies injection, will it work?
Yes.
You will say that I have given him an injection. Injection of what? Dog bite injection. He is suffering from malaria. You need to give him the medicine of malaria. Yes. Agree, na? So here what I recommend, that the farmers has to be structured in a proper organization, and this is where utmost requirement of farmers organization is required, like If I give you an example, WTO you have heard?
Yes, sir.
World Trade Organization, big companies are there, okay? They are protected, their policies are protected by WTO. Here in India, FICCI is there, Federation of Chamber Commerce of Industries. What does they do? They actually protect the interest of the businessman. If government is making any policy and if that policy goes against any particular business community, they come forward, they negotiate with the policymakers and they make the government change the policy. But in case of farmers, nothing happens like that. If we ever happen the farmers movement, we always find that farmers are sitting on road, they are protesting and they are creating a law and order situation. So this is kind of panic situation. What I assume or what I think that will be very much helpful for the farmers, that the youth mind, the intelligent mind also should form nationwide structure of the farmers, and they should be in position so as they can speak to the policymakers, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? It should not be like we are sitting over here, you are policymakers and we are farmers and intelligent also. We are farmers. The first picture I had told you during the beginning of this session, that when you talk about farmers, you have a picture of farmer in mind is wearing a torn cloth, okay, and suffering and looking poor. Okay, so that is the permanent picture. What we have to change, apart from all the technology intervention, apart from all the skills required, we need to have a body which will be there to discuss with the government. Technically, there should not be any conflict that we are going to fight with the government. Ultimately, it is government which has to come up with the policies. So this is my strong suggestion to anyone who is listening to me or who is following me, that let's come up with an idea that a nationwide farmers body will be there, say it a national farmers chamber or anything, where all the intelligent minds will come. Those who are farmers, it's not like you have never done farming and you are part of the policy making. Same thing will happen. The farmers, the true farmers on ground should have a body and they should play direct role in making the policies, and that will actually bring the change. Okay, so thank you very much from my side.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're most welcome. Thank you to you all, to Vignan University, to Saqib and the whole team. I hope we will meet again in the days to come.
Definitely.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.